Ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time is a published author. She is a health and fitness contributor, a Playboy model, and a pro athlete. I'm joined with Tanyka Renee. She's joining me right now. Hello, Tanyka, and welcome to the show.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm sitting here watching the Red Bulls, New York Red Bulls play as I take part in this interview.
Well, again, we want to thank you for joining us this evening, taking time off your busy schedule. We truly appreciate having you on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So let's go ahead and begin. You are an author, you are a model, you're an athlete, and we can go many ways in this interview. But I'll start with the modeling first. What made you decide to, or better yet, what was the first thing that started for you? Was it the modeling? Was it the athlete? Was it anything else particular that got you started?
Well, I would say I was always an athlete. I grew up playing basketball. I was a tomboy. Like I was a girl running around with sneakers and baggy pants and t-shirts. And I actually got pushed into modeling because like my friends and family was like, you have to become more girly. So I actually attended modeling school, and from there I got scouted. I did a Polaroid and a Swiffer commercial, and I started when I was 13. I started off doing commercials, and from then I ended up doing fashion. I got to travel to Paris, London, all throughout Europe. And meanwhile, I was still in school. Um, I would come back and every now and then play sports, but I couldn't like participate 100%. I gave up modeling when my mother became sick. And I dedicated my time to her. And that's when I started to study health because, she passed away from diabetes and I felt like it could have been avoided. So I decided to I want to educate people, and so I had to educate myself in order to help others. So I went back to school, started studying nutrition, and I started playing in the lingerie football league.
In the West, as they say, is history, and I want to say I'm sorry to hear the passing of your mom. I know you've done so much and everything to, spread the word and everything, and I'm sure if she was still alive to see what you have done, what you accomplished, she would definitely be smiling right at you right now.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I live for her. She's definitely an inspiration. She had me when she was 15, and she accomplished so much. So yeah, she always told me you better accomplish way more than me, and she always put that pressure on me. So I have no choice but to keep working hard.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what mothers do. They want to make sure that their children are in the best position that they can be to pursue their dreams. And uh, I mean, hey, it's a blessing to have a mother like that. It's truly a blessing. Um, so for the modeling, what type of modeling do you like doing the most? Are you more of a fashion model, glamour, any type of modeling that you characterize yourself with?
Well, I have the modeling that I do. Like I just get paid for a job, and I'm a model. So I basically, I'm there, and I just do whatever the client asks me to do. And I like doing art. I enjoy creating art. Like I want to create memorable images that people will remember for years. That's the type of modeling that I like. Um, and it's hard because it's usually when I create that art is with a fashion photographer. And currently I don't have a fashion body. I have more of a athletic body. So they have to be able to see beyond that. and they have to see, they have to see the image and create that image using my body. So I love it when I team up with great photographers that understand me. We create magic.
And like you mentioned, you're part of the lingerie football league, correct?
Well, actually, I'm not playing this year. Last year was my last year. I was thinking about maybe going overseas, but still not sure. But I currently play for the Nike Football Society, which is a New York-based league. And yeah, and I love it. I love playing for Nike. We actually have our draft. This is my second year playing for Nike. So I played last year in between my LFL season, and this is my going into my second year. And it's so competitive, and we get to try out all the new football equipment, the football cleats and training clothing. Super, super fun league, and I love all the free clothes. Like last year, we played our championship game, which we won. We played at Giant Stadium, so that was great. That was a great opportunity.
How is it making that transition from the LFL to Nike? How's that transition been for you?
It's kind of hard because at times Nike, they just want good, clean fun. LFL, they want entertainment. So I had to realize, I can't be as crazy. I have to calm down. I can't be as aggressive. I have to play aggressive, but I have to be a great athlete. It's more about great athleticism. With LFL, they are great athletes, don't get me wrong, but it's entertainment. They want you to go out there, they want you to play your heart out, and they want you to entertain and give touchdown dances and, talk junk to each other. Very, very competitive.
It pretty much lives up to their mantra for many years. Just do it. Just go out there and play the game. And like you say, LFL is pretty much more entertainment value, and I mean, good for them. I mean, whatever works for them, whatever gets the ratings going. But you're
But no, we are athletes. I played in the LFL for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
We train hard. We have the same injuries, well, actually worse injuries than football players because we're playing in less equipment. We only have shoulder pads, knee pads, elbow pads, and a helmet. Everything else is not protected, and this is full tackle football. So, you're going out there and you're trying to kill each other. And, I kind of had to stop because of that. I'm a woman and I'm beating up my body. And I'm going into my 5th year and I'm getting older. So I kind of want to save my knees.
Understandable. In addition to Nike, what are some other projects or events that you have in the works that you got coming up?
Well, I have suddenlyamazing.com, which is an online boutique that I run. And what I do is I give nutritional counseling, and I also teach women how to train their waist using corsets. So you use corsets, fitness, and nutrition. If you look at women such as Betty Page, Marilyn Monroe, even in the 1800s, women didn't work out. What they did was they used corsets to mold their body. So I teach women how to mold their body to get that Coke bottle shape, but you're incorporating fitness, and then you're eating healthy. So you're slimming down, but you're molding your body how you want your body to be. So I have that, and then I have a book. It's called The Complete Guide to a Sexier Backside, and that should be out this fall. It's under LFS Publishing. And you can find out more about that on my website, which is TanykaRenee.com, TanykaRenee.com.
with all that you have done, with all that you have accomplished, what do you consider the highlight of your career? Whether it's the boutique, whether it's Nike, or etc. What do you consider the highlight of your career thus far?
Being able to give back, being able to go into high schools and talk about being healthy and how to better themselves, that's the career highlight for me. Um, because I grew up in poverty in the projects. I lived in a household where both parents were rarely there. Um, I came from nothing, and I worked hard, and I'm trying to end that cycle, which is very, very hard. I go through many things every day, but I'm trying to end that cycle so that my kids, I want to build an empire so that my kids have a place. If they can't find a job, they can always come work for the family business. So the highlight of my career was being able to give back. I can always go back into my community. I volunteer all the time in my community. I work with the children at different schools and teach them about eating healthy and the importance of being healthy, teach them about diabetes and other illnesses. 'Cause like I said, I believe in education.
That's definitely great to hear. Someone of your caliber to give back because some athletes do it, some celebrities do it, some may not do it. I mean, but people just don't realize that they have these platforms. They have a chance to reach out to people, to send a message, to give them their story of how they came about and how their words, their actions can make a difference. It's just a matter of, I guess, making the effort. And in your case, you doing that and then some. So I say more power to you.
Thank you, thank you. Because I think a lot of people don't realize, when you look at yourself and you look at everything that you're going through, sometimes you feel like, oh my goodness, I know what I want to achieve, but I don't know how to do it, and it's so hard, and I'm just going to settle for this. But you can accomplish anything just with working hard and a little persistence. Every day you have to work towards your goal. Every day, I set my goal, my daily goals, my weekly goals, my monthly goals, my yearly goals. And every day I work towards those goals.
Speaking of goals, which is kind of a segue to my next question, what are some other goals that you would like to accomplish?
I would like to, well, what I'm doing is I'm building a health and fitness brand. I would like to build an empire. And so I'm getting ready to do some workout DVDs. I definitely want to do some cooking, healthy cooking with a low budget. Um, so those are like some of my goals that I'm working on accomplishing right now.
I can definitely see that cooking with Tanika. It's kind of nice. It's got a nice swing to it. It's got a nice swing to it. You could be the next Wei Shui for all I know. I could be talking to the next Wei Shui. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I look up to her. I met her and she's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spirit, and I look up to her. She does it all.
I mean, absolutely. She does it. She's just a poised, humble, human being, and she doesn't let the fame get to her. You know how celebrities let the fame get to them, and then they end up in a downward spiral. Not racial. She knows her place, and she just go on and pursue whatever she wants to do. Whatever she touch, tons go. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Of course, if you want to learn more from Tanyka, you can check her website at TanykaRenee.com. You can follow her on Twitter at Jocking Tanyka. That's JOCKINTANYKA. Follow her on Twitter. She'll keep you posted on the many adventures that she's got coming up. Um, what would your advice be to anyone that wants, whether to be an athlete, whether it's to do the type of things that you are doing right now? What would your advice be?
Well, with with playing sports, well, on a professional level, it took my second season for me to realize. My first season, I played great. I was out there. I was one of the best players on my team. According to my coaches, like I was one of the best players on my team, and I worked really, really hard. Every practice, always was first, and it was almost like I felt like I didn't get the recognition that I should have. Like I worked hard, and I felt like people didn't notice, especially the commissioner of the league. Then I realized with playing sports, when you're playing on a professional level, you have great athletes, and you can have an athlete who's not as great, but he's an entertainer. He or she's an entertainer, and they get more notice. Now, if you're a great athlete and you're also an entertainer, you're going to win. So you have to remember that when you're playing sports on a professional level, all they care about is selling out those tickets. They want people to come to the game. They want people to come to the game for you. So you got to go out there. You have to work hard, and you always give the people a good show.
Well said, well said. And you being an athlete and all, here's what I want to know. Who are your favorite teams and who are your favorite athletes?
I love the Giants, of course. I also like the Eagles. LaShawn McCoy, one of my friends that plays for the Eagles, so humble, great athlete, works hard. Mike Vick, I think he's a great, great athlete. He goes hard. Who else? Basketball, I would say, of course LeBron, but I'm not trying to jump on that bandwagon. He's a good athlete. That's a typical thing to say. Like I'm a fan of great athletes. I'm a fan of people who go out there and they work hard. But you have to be consistent too. So LeBron, he's not consistent. Yeah, he got a couple rings, but he's not that consistent.
I'm a LeBron fan too, and I'm happy that he's now two-time champion, and I know people are gonna bring up not 5, not 6, not 7. I mean, that's down the road. What about right now? The man has definitely improved as a person and as a player, and people just need to put the hate to the side and just say, wow, this dude can really do more than what he's already accomplished. So I give the man his props for he's gonna go down to all time great. Nobody is going.
I think because there's a lot of hype with him. I just think that he needs to work on his consistency. That's all. That's my issue with him.
I can understand. I can understand. There's some things he still needs to work on. I say free throws. He needs to work on that. And I mean, other than that, I feel like he's the best player in basketball right now. He's not Jordan, but I just say he's the best player in the game.
Like
right
Jordan was great.
Yeah.
He was consistent, and he did his thing, and that's why Jordan's Jordan. If LeBron was consistent, then we can compare him to Jordan.
Right, absolutely. And what you mentioned earlier, you said you're a Giants fan and you're an Eagles fan, even though they both are in the same division. So who do you see yourself leaning toward, rooting for, heading into this coming season?
Giants.
If my co-host was here, he'll be very happy because he's born in New York, and he's a New York Giants fan himself. So, well, Tanyka, it was great talking to you. Thank you for being on the show this evening. Y'all go check her out. Follow her on Twitter at JockingTanika. Check out her website at TanykaRenee.com for more info on her upcoming projects. And again, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You have a good night.
Good night.
All right, bye-bye. That was my guest of the evening, Tanyka Renee.